It's fair to say that George Russell and Max Verstappen have a bit of previous, and they have a bit of current, really, to be honest with you, given how recently they came to blows at the Spanish Grand Prix. Of course, Max Verstappen driving intentionally into George Russell and rightfully getting punished by it. There, I said it. Even Verstappen, of course, has come out and apologised. So the Verstappen fans in the comments, please stop supporting him on this one. Even the man himself has, of course, apologised for it. Now, I was surprised he came out and did this. This does show a bit of personal growth, to say the very least. And George Russell, the man who, of course, was hit by Verstappen, is surprised by this as well. Let's have a look at what Georgie Boy has had to say about this on the F1Chronicle.com. As always, George Russell said he was caught off guard by Max Verstappen's decision to take blame for their late race crash in Barcelona. During the final stages of the Spanish Grand Prix, Verstappen steered aggressively into the side of Russell's Mercedes, a move that pushed the reigning world champion to the brink of a one-race suspension. Immediately after the incident, Verstappen showed little regret, remarking sarcastically that he would bring some tissues if Russell wasn't happy with what happened on track. Get a room, you two. But the tone changed less than 24 hours later. In a post on social media, Verstappen acknowledged it wasn't right and said the collision shouldn't have happened. For Russell, who once described Verstappen as a bully at Few Formula One Challenge, the apology was uncharacteristic. I was a bit surprised to see him taking responsibility because it's quite unlike him, Russell said during Thursday's media session ahead of the Canadian Grand Prix. The Mercedes driver also shared that the two did bump into each other informally at an airport recently. We actually bumped into each other at the airport a few days ago, but we didn't even chat about it. He was there with his family and his newborn, chatting about how that was going. He was busy folding the pram and trying to get through the security scanner. So, look, there's nothing from my side I need to talk about. Had I been taken out of the race, I'd be feeling quite differently for sure. Ultimately, his actions benefited me, cost him, and I should say thanks. Oh, God, it's almost like he's trying to bait him. He's putting some rage bait out there, isn't he, Russell, with that one? Verstappen spoke again about the incident on Thursday, explaining the post was his way of reflecting. The post was sharing my view of things, how I thought that race panned out. Not ideal for me, but that was my statement, and then I went back to enjoying my day, he said. He admitted the move in Barcelona was a misjudgment and added, you don't need to go into full detail of why, how and what. Everyone makes mistakes in life, everyone learns from them, and we just move on. Wise words from Max Verstappen. He's obviously gained a bit of wisdom since he became a dad. I must say that's usually how it goes. Next he needs to grow a beard like this and he'll become even wiser, although it's not very aerodynamic, is it? But I can imagine it'd be a nightmare actually in a racing helmet. I've not worn a helmet since I've grown it this long, but yeah. But that'd be rather itchy, I think. But anyway, Max Verstappen. Yeah, I mean, look, it does show a bit of growth and, maturity from him at the end of the day. He's got previous when it comes to this stuff. There is previous between George Russell and Max Verstappen. I still stand by that Verstappen never should have got that penalty in Qatar in qualifying in the month of Sundays last season. And obviously that was Russell who seemed like he was very much begging the stewards to, kind of help him out on that one. And they did. But Verstappen won the race anyway because, he was really good. But yeah, I mean, for me, it just showed a lot of personal growth. We all make mistakes, and I went into my reasons why I thought that Verstappen did what he did. It wasn't completely out of the blue. I was surprised he did it, don't get me wrong. I wasn't expecting it, but looking back on it with hindsight, it very much, it was a culmination of factors that led to it. It was not completely out of the blue. And yeah, he shouldn't have done it, of course. Even the man himself has admitted that, but that is very much growth for him. I don't think he's ever done this before where he's admitted fault for things. I don't think did he ever admit he did wrong in Mexico last season? Did he ever admit they did wrong in Hungary last season as well? I don't think he did. He might have done, and I apologise if that's the case, but I don't remember him doing so, at least not as quickly as what he's done with these incidents this year, or this incident I should say. It's not multiple, it's just the one. So yeah, your thoughts in the comments below, guys. Were you surprised to see Verstappen apologise and admit him blame for what he did? I want to hear you have to say about this as always. Like, share, comment, subscribe as always, and we'll see you soon for much more content on the world of Formula One, just like this.